Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Greetings, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Your inner sun is radiating at this time, Scorpio. It is your time to shine, allegedly. And it's funny because I'm not an astrologer, but I do always try and learn about it. And astrologically, we are having a ton of endings. So it makes sense that Scorpio, the sign of death and rebirth, would be shining because while everyone else is, we're melting, no ending, Scorpio is like, what is this feeling? I got a feeling. I don't know. I got a feeling in my bones. I got a feeling. Sometimes I get a good feeling. Yeah, that's Finally Moving by Pretty Lights. Some of my Scorpios, you could be finally moving and having pretty lights in your room or around the house or having pretty lights somewhere. Some of my Scorpios, definitely, you are getting it out the mud or you have gotten it out the mud. Let them throw dirt, honey. It's just fertilizer. So, you know, people can be throwing shade or throwing dirt about it, and people can be like about certain endings, but Scorpio, instead of seeing an ending as detrimental at this time, you're becoming a student. You're acknowledging that even the greatest teachers are always students first. And Scorpio, there's something in you that's like really unbothered, detached, not disrespectful, not dissociated, but like a true meditative, like sensei. Sensei. Some of you guys, I don't know, that you guys could be doing some different martial arts here. You're connecting to your inner sensei. You could be reading about Asian cultures or wanting to travel somewhere to an Asian country or learn more about some Asian culture. You could be reading different things. You are becoming the observer of your thoughts. You are understanding your ego, your id, your super ego. You are compartmentalizing and having deeper compassion for yourself. You are understanding that you actually have multiple directions, and so it is better at this juncture to hibernate. Your spirit animals at this time are spider and bear, and a bear hibernates for months, and it just stores up, gets a little puts a little blubber on their bones and gets cozy in its den, and it does little den hermit bear things and eats berries and whatever else, fish, and gets its omega-3s and omega-6s. I was talking about that in Taurus's reading. So Scorpio, you may need to work on balancing your omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. You're blooming. You're blooming. The thing with a spider is spiders attract, right? So a spider never hunts. It does, but it does it while it's in bed. Like a spider is like, I'm gonna choose this gorgeous landscape over here and I'm gonna make a king-size bed web and I'm gonna take a nap. In fact, I'm even gonna sleep in. And when the spider wakes up, it has a whole feast. It has a whole buffet it gets to choose from. And Scorpio, you're at this time being told to sit back, focus on the home. You are going to have options. You can go in different directions here. Also, remember, Jesus never ran anywhere. He walked. I'm also hearing that song, Jesus walks, Jesus walks. I wish I knew the rest of the lyrics to that. I'm just now hearing it. Otherwise, I probably would have looked it up and wrote down the lyrics for this. Go look at that song. Also, I was hearing the song, I can feel the magic floating in the air. Being with you gets me that way. There's nothing left to prove, baby. All we need is just to be breathe. It's Breathe by Faith Hill. Yeah, so for some of my Scorpios, you can finally breathe with the pain, with the elation, with the successes, with the failures, with the steadfast just monotony of life. You are in a space where you can really breathe. So a lot of my Scorpios that I'm speaking to have really been through things that have transformed you. So instead of having the worst after worst after worst thing happen repeatedly and playing a victim, you are able to feel those feelings, sit with them, observe, and when the human self and the ego and the spiritual self are ready, you are ready to alchemize and create. You are able to make art of that, which is what God designed that pain for, to be alchemized, to be utilized for something, rather than to be in your ego and be a victim to the pain. You are being told you need to exclaim yourself. And if you didn't feel free to be yourself before, or you haven't fully exclaimed yourself because you don't feel free, well, Scorpio, you're never going to feel free. And also, you are as free as you allow yourself to be. And sure, there are consequences for everything, but God is really wanting you guys to know that the deepest consequence you could suffer right now is the consequence of not following what seed he planted in your heart for you to follow. And so it's like, if you're already not pleasing people, you're already, canceled or shadow banned or whatever the else, you may as well be your full self, because if you're already receiving certain restrictions and chokeholds on your life and your expression when you're not even being your full self, you may as well be the full enchilada. You may as well be the full self, Scorpio. So you're being told, exclaim yourself, proclaim your truth. You have been swallowing too much, bearing too much, choking it back. You need to just get out on the front lines, Scorpio. Also, you're a force to be reckoned with at this time, Scorpio. A force to be reckoned with. And God is telling you to relax and bask in pleasure. When you eat, moan, make the people across from you uncomfortable because they think that's inappropriate to be enjoying your food so much. There's something here about love that food, Scorpio. Love that sky. Learn to find pleasure, deep, lasting pleasure in all the experiences of life, Scorpio. And as you do that, you will see more and more just ping, springing up here and there, and you're going to inspire others to step into their own pleasure, or you're going to trigger the heck out of the people who have been so disconnected from their pleasure for so long that they need to realize that pleasure still exists. So you have to show them. So show them. Also, relax into your values. Find pleasure in not letting others coerce you or manipulate you or try and make you feel bad or left out or like you don't belong or we don't like you. Who cares? I have pleasure in this food that I cooked for myself. I don't need to go out to eat with you guys. I have pleasure in this in my workout at home. I don't need to go to the gym with you guys. I have pleasure with my family, hanging out with my pets and my family. I don't need to hang out at a bar around false people that are all checked out, dissociated, that are only giving 20%, hiding the rest of themselves and trying to adhere to some status quo. I don't need that. So Scorpio, you're being told, stand firm in your values. Take pleasure in singing at your own tune. Bless you.